What if I told you that the most powerful being in the universe was born from a plain lump of rock? Right now, the heavens are shaking. Armies of immortals, dragons, and thunder spirits flee in terror before a single monkey with a golden staff. His fatal mistake? Accepting a lowly job as a stable hand in the heavens. How did an ordinary monkey become a force that even eternity itself cannot stop?
On the slopes of the mountain of flowers and fruit, an ancient stone had rested for centuries, drinking the cold light of the moon and the fierce heat of the sun. Long before heaven and earth found balance, it waited. One day, the stone cracked open, and from within emerged a monkey like no other. A spark of pure life burned inside him. The mountain monkeys felt it instantly and crowned him their king. Sun Wukong awakened to emptiness. Yet even a king among monkeys fears death. Unable to accept his fate, Wukong left the mountain in search of a master. After years of wandering, he found the great Taoist sage, Subhuti. The immortal saw the fire in the bold monkey and taught him to ride the clouds, master 72 transformations, and fight with unmatched power. Sun Wukong became his greatest student.
Returning to the mountain, Wukong realized one truth. A king needs a weapon worthy of his power. Following the elder's advice, he dove into the depths of the Eastern Sea and stood before the Dragon King. The Dragon King offered him swords, spears, and armor, but none pleased the monkey. Finally, with great reluctance, he revealed the legendary As You Wish gold-banded staff, a weapon planted in the seabed since the dawn of time. Though enormously heavy, Wukong lifted it effortlessly. The staff obeyed him completely. It could shrink to the size of a needle or grow as tall as a mountain. Yet even with this divine weapon, death still haunted him. His monkeys grew old and died, and one day he would too. This was unbearable. So he did what no one had ever dared. Sun Wukong descended into the underworld and entered the halls of Yan Lo, Lord of the Dead. There he found the Book of Life and Death. With a single stroke, he erased his own name and the names of every monkey on the mountain of flowers and fruit. From that moment, death lost all power over him.
Word of the insolent monkey reached the Jade Emperor. Seated on his throne above the clouds, the ruler of all existence thought carefully. Destroy the monkey? Too simple and far too dangerous. His advisors offered a far more elegant plan. Invite him to heaven, give him a title, keep him under watch. Sun Wukong received the invitation and accepted with joy. He was certain the gods had finally recognized him as an equal. He soared to the celestial realm full of anticipation. And there they gave him his post, stable hand in the heavenly stables. He was to tend the horses. At first, Sun Wukong threw himself into the work with his usual energy. But one day, someone casually mentioned the rank of his position, the lowest possible, a deliberate insult to his talents. In a rage, he smashed the stables to pieces and flew back to his mountain. There he raised a banner bearing the title he had chosen for himself, Great Sage, Equal to Heaven. The Jade Emperor sent an army to punish the rebel. Heavenly generals, legions of immortals, thunder spirits, and dragons descended on the mountain of flowers and fruit like a storm stretching across the horizon. Sun Wukong met them alone. He fought as if war itself were mere entertainment. When the generals attacked, he dodged and laughed. When they surrounded him, he scattered them with a single swing of his staff. By the end of the day, the heavenly army was forced to retreat. The Jade Emperor ground his teeth and offered a new post, this time as guardian of the Peach Garden. It sounded far more honorable. He was given a luxurious palace. He could go anywhere, speak with any god, live as he pleased. It was the same cage, only now the bars were gilded. The Peach Garden was no ordinary garden. The trees there bore fruit that granted immortality. Sun Wukong ate the peaches every day. After all, he was their guardian. Who would dare stop him? Then one day, he saw immortal maidens gathering the fruit into baskets. "Where are you taking them?" he asked. "To the Great Peach Banquet, the festival where all the gods, immortals, and sages of the universe gather." Sun Wukong was not on the guest list. Again. He put the maidens to sleep with a spell, slipped into the banquet hall where the tables were already laid, and began to eat. He devoured everything: meat, sweets, wine, clearing table after table. When nothing remained, he stood up, swaying slightly, and started back toward his palace. In his drunken haze, he lost his way and found himself at the entrance to Lao Zi's chambers. The rooms were empty. Lao Zi had gone to the banquet. Sun Wukong stepped inside. On the shelves stood 5 sealed gourds. Inside them swirled a golden liquid, the elixir of immortality, the elixir of Lao Zi's centuries of work. Each drop was more precious than any treasure in existence. He told himself he would only take a taste. When he placed the last empty gourd back on the shelf, sobriety returned instantly, along with the full realization of what he had done. Sun Wukong vanished from heaven before anyone returned from the feast. But the chaos he left behind was impossible to hide. When the Jade Emperor returned, he found the ruined banquet, the stripped garden, and Lao Zi's empty gourds. This time, he decided the monkey would not be spared. He summoned his nephew, Erlong Shen, the one even demons feared. Erlong Shen descended without a word. And so began the greatest duel in the history of heaven. They fought not only with strength, but with transformations. Sun Wukong became a hawk, Erlong an eagle. Wukong dived into the river as a fish. Erlong pursued him as a water snake. In the end, Erlong Shen overpowered him. Sun Wukong was dragged before Lao Zi, who without a word threw him into the alchemical furnace, the very furnace in which he had refined elixirs for centuries. 49 days of unrelenting fire, enough to incinerate anything. On the 49th day, Lao Zi lifted the lid. From the smoke, the monkey stared back at him. The elixir Sun Wukong had drunk protected him. He stepped out of the furnace stronger than before. His eyes could now see through any illusion, and the rage burning in them made even Lao Zi take a step back. Sun Wukong broke free and struck the heavenly palace once more. Looking at the burning halls, the Jade Emperor finally understood. This was no longer a monkey. This was a force he could not defeat. Every trick had been used. Every army had been broken. Only one option remained. He sent a messenger to the one whose power required no armies, the Buddha of the Western Paradise. The Buddha offered Sun Wukong a simple wager to humble his boundless pride. He promised that if the Monkey King could leap out of his palm in a single bound, he would be granted the throne of heaven. Certain of victory, Wukong soared upward, streaking past stars, moons, and endless galaxies until he reached the very edge of creation. There, he saw 5 colossal pillars holding up the sky. To prove his triumph, he carved his name on one pillar and urinated on another, mocking the gods. Then he returned and demanded the throne. The Buddha simply opened his hand. On his fingers shone the very words Wukong had carved, and the giant pillars were nothing more than the Buddha's own fingers. The Monkey King had never left the Buddha's palm. Before Wukong could flee, the Buddha gently turned his hand into the mountain of 5 elements. It crashed down upon the rebel and sealed him beneath its weight. The Buddha did not destroy him. Instead, he left him there for 500 years, so that laughter would become meditation and pride would become silence, preparing him for the path of redemption that still lay ahead.